You're here for that, right? Hey, Joe. Oh, Lord. Good job here today. Oh, good job. Yeah. Not too bad. Yeah. I'm here tomorrow. He's coming. You have more people coming to gang up on us, or what? Yeah, for moral support. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, yeah?
I didn't hear anything from Jasper either. Did you?
He's not coming.
He's not coming? Okay.
Yeah. Figured there's no reason for him to come, really.
Are you doing your, yeah, you got added later.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Like, small heart attack.
No, you're there.
Yeah, that's the one I find.
After number 5,
Okay,
because that's what you have here.
okay.
No, because I never did hear back from you, so we can have Larry add you in that blank spot.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So do you want to put D Fields on number 16?
Yeah, we'll probably move you up to the front, so.
Oh.
Maybe not front, but.
Well, I appreciate your time whenever.
We should probably go to her bilateral agreements.
We need to get that project done so we can move on to something else.
Hello. Closer. Okay, I served you. Sure you guys are coming right away.
He said he was going to be here at 6:30. So if not, you know,
No, I'm gonna,
He's on
I'm gonna
number
jump
8.
around a little bit so that some of the people can, leave.
Right.
That's probably, do some of the quick ones first.
No, I have to draw them tonight. I don't need one, you only need one. I actually, I might do 2 separate drawings here, so there's a competition and no one.
I take that, should take a date, right?
I told him you had a need for it.
You know, they pull the audience members out onto the field so fast, you don't need to say it, they'll consider it. But yeah, I'm gonna do it as soon as I get done with this tonight, so.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm 9%, I don't have.
We're out of the I'm not sure.
See, I would've.
Thank you, Randy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
George.
No, I'm doing it, that's fine, somebody else left it.
Larry, what happened to Terry? Dorchak.
Whoa, I don't know.
Yes, that's surgery.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Of course, somebody's running out there to hold the door open. All right, we got all
I
that.
say you got buttons, don't you?
Yeah, there's buttons.
Yeah.
There's easier ways to get attention,
You need a scooter. You can go a lot faster.
Yeah, then you'd have a chance on the other leg.
You ready, Raina? Okay, we will call the Washburn City Commission, May 28, 2019, city meeting to order. Okay, first of all, we'll approve the minutes of May 6th. Give you a chance to review those minutes.
I'll move to approve the May 6th minutes.
No second?
Additions or corrections? Okay, Colin,
Yes.
Mike,
I,
no.
Hi.
I'm gonna abstain because I wasn't here. I really don't know what it was. I didn't get a chance to review them yet, so I'll just abstain. Okay. We're gonna jump around just a little bit so some people can leave. First one is, yoga, Memorial Hall Yoga event.
Oh, I spoke first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you I was moving you
Well,
up,
thank
so.
you, I appreciate it.
Come on up.
Okay, do you want me to sit here,
Yeah, just grab a
or?
chair.
Okay, thank you.
I guess what I'm here for tonight is just to request, some of the gals have talked to me. I've been coming up for 2 years now to teach yoga at the City Hall, or in the Memorial Building. And, the first year we had it on Wednesday nights, and that worked out really well until about March when church issues came up. This last fall, I had a surgery and couldn't get started until after the first of the year. And so our only night available was Thursday nights, and that worked out fine. But then if, there was other things that came up, such as school things or whatever, we had to switch nights. And of course, this year with our North Dakota winters, there was quite a few postponements. I love doing this. I love coming up here, and some of the gals wanted to know if I'd come up and do it twice a week. And I seriously don't mind doing it. I love doing it a lot and providing that service to the community since my family's all from this area. The only issue is because of having to move it around sometimes, or the weather, or, just different things like that, I only charge the girls $5 a class. And, if they had to do this in Bismarck, it's usually between $10 and $15 a class, or to join a gym, it'd be about $50 a month. And having to move the class around from different nights, some nights, some gals can attend and others, and there's nights I can maybe have, 10 to 20 girls, and other nights I can have 4 to 5 girls. So I guess some of the gals came to me, and again, like I said, wanted to know if I'd maybe consider doing it 2 nights a week so they'd have some more options. And I said I don't mind doing that. It's just sometimes it's not really feasible for me to drive up here to pay the gym fee, to do all that, although I love providing the service. So a couple of the gals came to me and suggested that maybe I come in front of you and just request either a reduction or to waive that fee for the month. So I guess that's kind of where I'm at, is just to see what you think about, either a reduction in that, and like I said, the weather this year, and, just having to move it to different nights for different school
Right.
functions, and that's totally understandable, since, and I would still pay the deposit, to make sure. We're only in there less than about an hour tops. We use no equipment, just use the floor space, and we don't drag anything out.
Are you upstairs or downstairs?
Downstairs, well, on the main floor, in the
Main floor,
gym.
okay.
Yep, yeah.
What-
So we
what-
don't do anything but have our 10 little gals, right there on the floor, and we're in and out of
So
it.
what's your rental fee right now?
$40 a month,
So
plus
it's basi-
$10 a time. Yep.
So it's basically $10 a time.
Yeah. So, but like the last time I came up, there was only 4 of us, because it was like the end of the year, people are getting busy. We usually go from about September, through April, and then people are just getting too busy and the weather's
Right.
getting too nice, and so I would love to do it 2 nights a week to give the gals more options. I'm just, to make it feasible for me to be able to do it 2 nights a week would be kind of tough. So they just suggested I do this, and go from there.
Yeah. I guess the only issue I see it is, this is a for-profit, thing,
Mhm. Yep.
I would have a problem, I guess, waiving it, because it's really a for-profit business.
Yep, understandable.
I don't know what everybody else thinks, but.
I'm gonna stay out of it because my wife does yoga.
And
think
she's
that would
the
be
one who
best for me.
ties, yeah. So, and I understand that, and they
Yeah.
said that could be an issue, is
Yeah.
the profit thing,
And
so.
really $10 is really cheap,
It is,
really.
it is really cheap.
right, and we do need to heat it and clean it, and, it's just more of a token fee than what it actually
Right.
costs
Yep.
to have people in there. We want people in there, but we also want, treat everybody fairly that
Right.
is making a profit or trying to make a profit.
Mhm.
Because sometimes you might get quite a few, it's,
Yep, understandable.
and we're not charging you, if you cancel
Anything.
it that we know of, right?
No,
There's
I still
cap-
pay the month in.
Yeah, there's-
I've been paying for the full
Okay,
month, whether
okay.
we cancel it or not.
Yeah, 'cause she doesn't tell us if she cancels or not.
Oh, okay.
No, 'cause you
Okay.
guys are usually
Right.
closed sometimes by the time we make a
Okay.
decision, so I've just been paying the $40 or $50 a month if it's 4 or 5 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
so,
Yeah.
yeah, so. It's
I
up to
think
you guys,
I make a motion that we try to stay the way it is, so
Okay.
we treat everybody fairly, and, yeah.
yep, that's perfectly understandable, so.
Okay, we have a motion, is there a second? Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Any other discussion on it? Connor, you abstaining?
I'm abstaining.
Yeah.
Mike?
Aye.
No. Yes.
Okay, no
But, you
problem.
know,
They
they
said it'd
certainly
be
help
worth
though,
the-
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, they said it'd be worth trying, so that's, I appreciate you listening and your time, okay?
Thank you. We're gonna do the, special event net, so that Kathy can bowl if she wants. So the first one, I think, is from Tyler Vetter. He has two of them in here, is that correct?
Mhm.
Yep.
So, the first one will be,
We've got June 8th for the Riverboat Days celebration, 10 a.m. to 1 a.m.
okay,
And the second one is June 22nd, 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. for the
Okay.
fishing derby.
we'll do them one at a time. We'll do the, Riverboat Days one first, and, looks like he has his drawing. I did talk with him, he said he'd talk to the sheriff's department. So basically he wants to set up his beer garden.
I would move to approve his June 8th request for outside alcohol sales.
I'll second that.
Discussion? Colin?
Yes.
Mike?
Aye.
No?
Aye.
Yes. Okay, next one is the fishing derby. That's on his lot with the old lumberyard. Yes, he's done this before.
I'll move to approve the June 22nd fishing derby alcohol permit.
I'll second that.
Okay, discussion? Not, Colin?
Yes.
Mike?
Aye.
No?
Aye.
Yes. Okay, Captain's Cabin? Must be for, also Riverboat Days? And it will be
Three of them?
There's
Are there three of them?
different ones, yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay, first one is June 8th, right?
7th.
Seventh, sorry,
Seventh?
sentence on the lot.
Oh, okay. They're stapled in the wrong order. Okay, so the first one's the tent dance up, up there, okay.
I make a motion, we approve that.
I'll second.
Discussion? Colin?
Yes.
Mike?
Aye.
No?
Aye.
Yes. Okay, so then the 8th. Main Street in front of Stella's building.
In front of where?
Stella's building right across from the post office.
Oh.
Oh, okay, it says all day and night, okay, so,
It won't be, it will be just drink beer. The alcohol will be there, we will have a food stand there as well, same as Dave did last year for Olean Upper Skating. We'll have the food stand there, and then at the street dance time, once the on-duty cop is cleared, we would set up beer only.
oh, okay. All right, I'll move to approve that, special permit. Discussion? Colin?
Yes.
Mike?
Aye.
No? Yes. Okay, the other one is June 9th.
It is down at the softball field by the water treatment plant. We were approached by the organizers of the co-ed softball tournament. We are doing food there as well. They requested that at noon we set up a beer-only stand as well.
So food and beer, okay.
Yep. If necessary, Randy was checking on those legalities if we needed a cop
Yeah,
there.
I'll have to check on that yet.
Yeah,
If one is required, we will hire one.
sure.
But mostly just beer, soda, and water
Sure.
concessions.
Okay.
My question is, are all the teams of age that are playing in it, or do we have underage kids playing in the softball tourney?
That I'm not aware of, but, we are fully, we will card, I will be the one personally running the booth myself. I will be carding, and I also have 21 and older bracelets if we need to use them. I will card everyone before they approach. If we are selling pop and water as well, we will card that appropriately.
Right.
I make a motion that we approve the deal under those circumstances. It's well taken care of because there might be kids in the area.
I'll second.
Discussion? Colin?
Yes.
Mike?
Aye.
No?
Aye.
Yes?
Thank you very much.
Okay, so,
She was on there, she came late, I'm sorry. We added her. No, I'm not sure the other one.
okay, Mike asked me, where's the roof, you're the roofing guy, right?
Yep.
Okay. You said you wanted to get out of here, so.
Yeah, I said I would get you in fairly close to 6:30 if that works for you.
Sure.
So come on up
Come on up, yeah.
and give us your presentation.
You guys all have a copy of that quote and the pictures and all that?
On our iPads, and
We do?
I think everybody has it. So you can walk us through that.
You guys have a copy of the roof, the drawing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should have everything.
Everything you sent us. Which page you want to start with?
I'm talking to Mr. Ryan.
Yep. So these are just basic maintenance repairs, is what we call it. And it's broken down per roof area. So these are ballasted EPDM roofs, so you have EPDM and then rocks holding it down. That's what holds the whole roof down. That's starting to shrink and tint. That's why it's starting to pull on these wall flashings in every 90-degree transition. And then like roof A, that's just basic caulking and then replacing the flashing on 2 of the roof curbs, because it's ripped open. See that on page 2 or page 4? How the EPM's ripped open.
Are you talking like on the top here, or, where are you talking?
Yeah, that bottom right picture,
Bottom right?
that's the flashing that goes to the
Oh,
roof
yeah, okay,
unit.
yeah.
Corners always rip open.
Yeah.
There's some caulking on the metal, sheet metal flashings that needs to be taken care of and new fasteners put in. Roof area C, if you guys seen in that report, that's the worst area you guys should start budgeting for replacement.
Okay. So C is this right here. Right above.
Mhm. That's where we had the leak this spring from water buildup.
It's the same type of roof system, all 3 roof areas are the same.
Mm-hmm.
You can see in that, like, there's a pipe flashing, you can see the rubber just completely ripped open. That's on page 6 on that report.
Mm-hmm.
So the repair side of things, the guys will just move that rock and clean rubber and then patch with EPD and the same compatible materials, and there's a lot could be going on underneath all that rock, There's seams probably every 10 feet, the rolls of rubber come in 10-foot rolls by 100-foot long. When we did the inspection, we didn't move rock on every seam, but, the obvious things we can see is what's put in this proposal to fix all that stuff. But it doesn't mean you're not going to have leaks. I can't guarantee that you wouldn't have leaks by...
Unless we do the whole roof, right?
Yeah, if you did roof C, and I just put in there, just doing some quick square footage, try to see, with that you would get 10 or a 15-year manufacturer's warranty.
But you think if we do the basic maintenance, we can put that off a few years so we can budget for it, is what you're thinking?
Yeah, I mean, you still might, with the roof systems, is, the age they are, you still might have a sporadic leak here, with snow melt or a huge downpour or something. For the most part, we're going to take care of the main items that the guy can see when we're up there to buy you a couple of years. I would say that every year until you get start replacing some of these, you're going to have some maintenance costs to upkeep the roofs, the age that they are.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So where it was leaking in, did you show them where it was leaking in? And there was a spot there that was definitely needed fixing. Is that?
Yeah, it was probably one of these open corners or one of these pipe flashings.
Okay.
It's open.
Well, I think it needs to be addressed.
Or this scupper, see this on page 7? The middle picture on the left, that's called a scupper. That's a through-wall scupper. That's where the water leaves the roof.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
That flashing's opened up right there, so they'll replace all that EP and flashing inside that.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it says unidentified leak. That was
Yeah.
probably where one of those leaks, or the leak was.
You're kind of in the same area there, yeah.
I mean, it could travel, it could get in and follow the decking somewhere before it shows up to you and I on the inside.
Yeah, that's about the right area though, so, yeah.
Especially if you get ice building up right there and it's
Mm-hmm.
thaw, freeze, it'll...
Right. So your bid is, $4,323
Yep.
for all these repairs?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you guys want, I mean, to help out with budget purposes, I just put on there that roof C to be replaced with a 60 mil EPDM 10-year warranty is about $16,000 to $23,000.
Mm-hmm.
I could get an actual quote just like this for that. At least then today's dollars, I mean, you could get a material increase in Q4 of this year of 3%.
Right.
You know, so next year at this time, we would have to redo the quote and what it would cost at that time, you know.
Right, that's something I think we would have to budget for, is, you
Mhm.
know, it's a whole
Yep.
replacement there, but, that doesn't sound like a bad price to me.
Well, I don't know when this was ever addressed beforehand.
It's been a while.
It's been quite a while since we've been up there for the
Long
whole
time, right?
building.
Since it was actually talked about at a meeting.
Yeah, since anything was dealt, or done anything up there?
Oh, that's been quite a while. That's been quite a while. It's
Yeah.
probably been, I wanna say 6 or 7 years.
I would say at least,
Yeah.
probably more than
Yeah.
that.
So we've been putting it off, so it'd probably be a good time to do this.
Well, some of those out of sight, out of mind things, you know.
Right.
Some of them you don't. Well, at least.
Till it leaks.
Yeah.
So, I did get another bid on replacing this roof, and it was right in that ballpark, but they did a much better job of looking at the whole building
Right.
and giving us an estimate, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
I thank you
Well,
for doing the whole building, so we have an idea.
And you're out of Mandan, are you? Or-
Yeah.
Oh. Well, Mr. Building and Ground.
I make a motion that we go ahead and accept the bid for 4323. So, let me amend that, for like $4,500, if there's some little thing that we need to address, you know, up to that price.
Okay.
I will second that.
Okay, discussion? What
Uh,
kind of,
when
what
could
kind
we-
of timeframe would you be
Yep.
looking at?
Oh, we're probably 2 weeks out, but we're gonna be doing a lot of the same exact stuff at the high school.
Oh, okay.
So what I would probably do, and I hope to start that in about a week,
Okay,
and I would just take those same guys, and while they're here, I would just have them come over here
okay,
as soon as we're done with Brad at the school.
sure,
But yeah, you're probably 2 weeks.
okay.
You know, it hit Riverboat days, but yeah, I think we can work around that, I would think.
I don't think it's gonna affect Riverboat days at all.
Okay.
Yeah, they won't need to come in here or anything. They'll have a ladder tied off, they'll have all their safety harnesses on, tied off, and kind of out of sight, out of mind. They'll
It
check
just
in with
might-
somebody
It
in
might
the
be
morning.
busy downtown here,
Oh.
it would be the only thing. So you're aware of it, you know, it shouldn't be a problem.
You can always park in the back, I mean,
Yeah.
there's plenty of room back there.
Somebody in here they can check in and check out with? Would that be you? Mike?
Probably Brian might be the best,
Brian and
Okay.
Rainey both, I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
because.
I'm sure it'll be during the week, so.
Right,
Yep.
and I won't be around, so it's,
Yeah.
Just so somebody at the facility knows, okay, there's somebody
Right.
on the roof, okay, they made it off the roof safely, type deal, I mean.
don't take their ladder down.
Yeah.
Okay, any other discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. What's your name, by the
Yeah,
way?
my name's Colby.
Well, nice to meet you, Larry.
Larry, nice to meet you, Larry. You guys want this folder or anything? It's the same stuff, but you can have all this.
I don't
Keep
need
this
it.
for file.
Yeah, give it to Rainey.
Thank you.
Oh, here's the drawings too. Actually, I'm gonna keep one of these, so I don't kill another tree. Yeah.
Thank you.
You guys are welcome, thank you. Have a good evening.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, census 2020.
So we've sent out notices, for our meeting, and Jackie had just said, you know, if we're gonna continue to have our meetings at the hall, maybe we should just ask to have a waiver of the fees, because it's gonna be a joint venture between the city and the county, so just asking for a waiver of any fees. If the city for some reason is not at one of the meetings, or it's just the county
Mhm.
level, so just wanna ask for the waiver of the fees for those meetings.
Well, the census does benefit, I mean, the county and the city, you know, quite an impact, really, you know. I see no problem with it. I'll move we waive the fees for the census.
One second.
Discussion? Colin?
Yes.
Mike?
Aye.
Well,
Aye.
yes. Okay. Okay, Four Seasons, tree and yard.
First, I'd like to apologize to all of you for missing so many meetings in the past. I really do apologize. Not my intention at all.
We won't
So,
hold it against you, okay?
Thank you very much for seeing me this evening, and I set 5 alarms with me and 5 alarms with my wife and my sons and my daughter, so
Okay.
I do not have my proposal in front of me. I never did make copies. I literally pulled over in front of the high school and wrote up that proposal and just sat there for 4 hours thinking about everything, so.
Is your name Rob?
My name is Rob, yes.
Okay.
And that's my son Mikey.
Okay, so I have read this. I'm assuming everybody has read this?
You want this one to work off of?
Oh, I appreciate it, thank you. Okay.
So basically, what it is you propose, you say you don't charge anybody for disposal of their
No,
trees.
sir, no.
Okay, and then you would like to dispose of anything 6 inches and smaller.
Between 4 and 6 inches and smaller, and then, like, if you have residents that bring big logs and dump them back in that corner back there, we'd be willing to take those off the lot, because I know how much harder they are to dispose of,
Yeah.
rather than, having the fire department come and burn for a week.
Yeah, they're not supposed to dump them back.
Yeah.
You know
Ends
how
up
it goes.
happening anyway. Saturdays and Sundays are like a...
Yeah, you know how it goes.
Yes, sir, I do.
Um,
And what we're offering is $10 per load. We would give either Brian or somebody in the office notice saying, hey, we're coming up to do this job. We're expecting this many loads. If it does happen that way, then great. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. It's just a matter of keeping in constant communications.
Yeah. Originally it was, we had problems with, contractors coming in and just dumping and, back in 2014, I looked back on some of the minutes, and it says the resident has been working in a contractor capacity, cleaning up trees and dumping them into the city dumpsters. He's been notified to stop immediately as dumpsters are paid through residential garbage fees and not available for contractor use. And then in 2017, it was agreed upon that there would be a sign put back there to allow picking up trees, branches in manageable length. Any unauthorized dumping is subject to a fine of $100 for city residents only. I have no problem changing this, but what we would change it to, I don't know at this point. Brian, wasn't it kind of like nothing over 4 inches?
I think I raised it up to like 5, just up 5, right in there.
And even if, there came a day where Brian was back there, or I don't even know, I guess, who pushes piles up.
He does.
He does, okay. Yeah, even if, like on a Monday morning or whatever, and you start seeing, huge pieces, if you set those off to the side, shoot me a text message, and I'm in town, I'll grab them, no problem. It's not, if you let me dump the little stuff, I'll take your big off, kind of thing. So, and
I guess, I'm not in favor of, actually charging you to do this, providing you don't charge,
No,
the
sir.
customers in town, but it would have to be only for trees in town,
right,
Yeah,
we don't, that's another, sorry, I didn't.
That's okay.
Brian and I had talked about that previously, that outside of city limits is always, it's their responsibility where I dump, or where I take the material that I haul off, so. Nothing is ever brought from outside of city limits into city limits of Washburn.
Yeah. And another thing, I would like to see, if we go through this, is, letting Brian know when you're gonna be cutting, or
Absolutely.
one of the city people, so that
Absolutely.
we kinda know, so.
And I don't know if anybody noticed, but our most recent, tree job on Fourth Avenue, it was for, I'm sorry? Kaiser.
Okay.
We pulled all 8 of those,
Oh, really?
box elders on the
Okay.
curb that costed the city money, I guess. According to Brian, I talked to him yesterday or the day before, and he said he hit it with the plow one year or something, but they're gone now, and the stumps are ground down, and the holes are
Okay.
there, so.
Yeah. I mean, it is a needed service, in town. And like I said, if you're not charging them, to dump it, I have a problem charging you, as long as they're, city trees, because basically, that whole thing is paid through the garbage, that people pay.
Right, right.
I don't know what everybody else thinks.
I agree. I guess, and I also talked to some of the residents that you have listed on here, and the ones I talked to were extremely happy with your service, whether it was the trees and also snow removal. So, they all said you did good work, so I would definitely be in favor of
That's good to hear.
service too.
Thank you.
I would just like to know if the pile's getting too big. We don't wanna overdo it, where it's just way too big.
Well, heaven forbid.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
don't have storms like we did last year. Last year's storms really made that a mountain by time,
When we have a storm, it goes
Yeah.
by time Thanksgiving came around, it was like, how is this gonna get down?
Right.
It was like a week and a half, 2 weeks of burning back there.
I know.
Travis got a hold of me, he wanted to know if I wanted to take some of that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, I got no room myself, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm jam-packed full.
Right.
So, and I got no problem trucking that big stuff back down to Wilton into my yard,
Mhm.
'cause I'll process it out and be done with it.
Right,
But last year I was just jammed, I couldn't take anymore.
yeah.
This year we have a little bit more room and more space, I made sure of it this year, so heaven forbid we do have another big storm, we are gonna be ready.
Good.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments?
I don't know if anyone else saw it, but at the bottom of this sheet, I also put in, a discounted rate for the city of Washburn. Should the city parks or, city building or city property needs to be done, don't be afraid to call.
What is your rate? It just says $100 per
Yeah.
hour.
$100.
Discounted.
Yep, that's discounted down, yep.
So what is your rate?
Our normal rate is $150 an hour to $175 an hour, depending on the job and how much obstacles we have to go through. If we have power lines and buildings to deal with, then it's $175 an hour, but if it's just a matter of getting us a couple things done, it's just $150 an hour.
Usually when the city has trees, we get a bunch of them, and then we ask for a proposal for, how much is it gonna be to cut all these down?
Got it.
That's how we usually do it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, just,
Okay, so we'll just put a proposal in if that ever comes
Right.
around.
right.
Fantastic.
Any other comments or questions? Then I'll make a motion.
I'd move to approve that Four Seasons can, dump their branches. Do we wanna go with the 5 inches or less, or do we wanna go with the 8,
I would say 5 inches or less.
with 5 inches or less for branches?
Without the fee?
Without
Okay.
a fee.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. I guess I would like, this is just for them. Somebody else comes in, they would have to approach us also, I would say.
Right.
Fantastic. That's good for me. Also,
Just a second.
okay, sorry.
Any other discussion on this, or, okay, what were you gonna say, I'm sorry?
if it does become, like, there's a storm situation on a Monday, could we can we just stack them off to one side, the big stuff, until I can get,
As long as you pick them up, probably.
okay, all right. Is there a time frame or something? I guess that's what I'm getting at, that you'd like them picked up by.
Storms are, who knows, storm is a different thing, you know.
They are.
We'll
yeah.
play it by ear, or we'll keep an eye on it.
Right.
Okay, and then, that's another thing. I'm going to,
Okay, we're gonna,
Yep.
vote here.
okay, sorry.
No other discussion. Colin?
Yes.
Mike?
Aye.
No?
Hi.
Yes. Okay. Now,
Fantastic.
okay,
And then this is my personal cell phone number.
okay,
If you guys ever have any questions or concerns,
yeah.
or you want something picked up from there,
Make sure Rainey gets one.
Yep, and Brian.
these are brand new, I just got them.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rob.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And again, I apologize for missing so many meetings in the past.
You know, hopefully everything goes good and, we'll have no issues, so good.
Fantastic. Thank you. Did you want this back? Thank you.
Rob?
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So you're getting business now.
Should I just drop off a little stack here?
Thank you. I'll leave them with the,
Okay, thanks.
Okay, we're gonna get the, Legion guys here, Memorial Hall basement water issues. Legion men,
I guess we move up.
you're next. We moved you up. You guys look like you're ready to fall asleep, so we moved you up.
We were really gonna wait until you addressed item 13,
Oh, you were?
and,
This is item 13.
yeah. If the city wants to remediate the water, we'll go home, we'll be
Okay.
happy to do
I
that.
should probably start here. They had told me, or I had told them that, you know, we were discussing the water issue in the basement. And they said they were trying to contact somebody to, you know, actually dig down and patch where the window was, you know. And then I said, well, I think the city's planning on digging all the way down. So I said, we probably need to discuss this, you know, and see what's gonna go on here. You know, because it doesn't pay for them to dig down and patch it and then us come in and do it again. So that's kind of why they're here. So,
And I had talked with Harry about this,
okay.
about going down and patch it and see where the leak is and put membrane or, suitable material, and put the drain tiles since we're down there, you know, and just a little bit of rock, so if there is anything that's coming off that material, that we put up against there, there's a place to drain it and just put a culvert, that we can put a pump in at some time. Maybe that won't fill up, or maybe we just need to put a temporary pump in for a few weeks, because the water leak comes and goes down there.
It's usually in the spring.
Right.
Let's do the snow issue, I think, that melts. But anyway, well, the point is, though, you know, it's leaking in that window, that old window, in the living room. It's leaking by the dining room. I'm assuming it's a window.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't tore the wall out yet. But also leaking in the storeroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that, it was a window there, or if it's coming in down below. That I don't know. So, I mean, I really don't wanna just do a baby patch and then,
Right.
you know,
And
dig it up again.
I'd like to see both sides done. The one in between the buildings.
Yeah, but it's not leaking in there, you know. I'm just saying, we're, you know, this is the leak that,
Well, this is the leak, but if we're going to go through it, we need to do both sides and fix both sides sooner or later.
well, sooner or later, yeah, but the other side, we might need to budget it, you know, because, limited funds. So, I would like to do this side fixed also, but maybe not this year. 'Cause we've got a lot
you know, I don't know, I thought at one time I heard that other side did leak.
No,
No,
right, no, I never, no.
None of that, no.
I thought Ella brought that up when the 4-H stuff was in on that side.
I've never seen a leak in there. There's no evidence ever being a leak in there.
There was water one time, but that was because of a floor basin, or mop basin upstairs.
Oh,
And it went over the edge, the back side of it, and then it came down.
okay.
So that was the water that's come in that I know of.
Well, anyway, so back to this side, this is on the parking lot side. Are we gonna hire somebody, and dig all the way down? Is that the plan, or are we just gonna dig down and patch these spots, or do we even have a plan on this?
How deep is all the way down?
Well, in the back, I suppose it's 6 feet, and in the front it's over 10.
Probably.
Probably, just a rough
Yeah,
estimate.
probably, yeah.
It was brought up to our attention that there might be, the soil back in that parking lot may be covered with topsoil. I have no idea if topsoil is down there. Now, if there's a rib of topsoil, you know, down under there a couple feet or a foot or two, that is going to bring in water from ground, wherever that's at. And that'll be really interesting to find out.
I don't really know if there is. I mean, years ago, Brian, you were working then, right, when Philbrick dug all the way down and they tarred it?
Yeah.
Man, that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
That was what, 25 years ago?
probably,
Yeah. But, you know, it's 25 years ago. So I really doubt there was topsoil put back in there. If there
Oh,
was
yeah.
ever topsoil, he would never have done that. And it did cure it for a long time, I believe. Wouldn't you say, Brian?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's just over the last couple of years, like those gutters haven't been, they weren't out,
Yeah.
and then when it froze and thawed, and all of a sudden we had a gap like that, I think that's where the main stuff came in. And then if there's a downpour, we've had it happen before, we're down in the lead, and it
Right,
come running in.
You have a tin roof now too, right?
yeah.
Yeah, well, then you got more coming at you, 'cause that water just goes, it doesn't have a chance to slow down, it's gonna hit,
Yeah.
it's faster.
So anyway, that's why they're here, you know, I mean, because they were willing to do a, you know, the patch job, but, I personally, I think we need to dig down and fix it right the first, you know, and be done with it. And, I don't know if we, asked for proposals from that, you know, so say maybe Chris or something, I don't know, or whoever.
I would start there, you know.
Or do we want to get volunteer work to do it?
Well, that's another thought.
Just a second. Do we have volunteers to dig?
Like with the mini X's,
Yes.
are you looking at me?
Yes, I'm looking at you. Yes. We have volunteers, right?
Yep, yep.
Because I can help come dig too.
Okay, 'cause, you know, we have volunteers. We didn't plan on digging all of it out
And all the way down.
and all the way down. Like in the Legion room, it comes in about 4 feet, 5 feet high. It doesn't come in on the bottom. Now, we have no idea where it's coming in the dining room
Right now, because we
right
haven't
now.
tore the wall out.
Because we haven't tore the wall out. But, you know, up on the north end, it's only 3-4 feet deep in the dirt is where it's, maybe 5 feet.
That's where the bottom of the window is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a crack they blocked in the original windows, and there's a crack about 1/2 inch wide, maybe 4 or 5 inches long, and it's like there's a garden hose out there and the water comes shooting in. And so we had not planned on digging all the way down. But our plan was to fix the windows in the Legion area, and we really didn't have a plan on the dining room side, because we don't wanna just go and tear the wall out until somebody says tear the wall out.
Right.
Once we tear the wall out, we hope we can find where it's coming in, and then plan there, but up on the north end, we were just gonna dig out by the windows, tar the windows, and fabric over that part, and then pack that back in. And the dining room area, do whatever it takes, and then when it's all packed in, dig a trench from the street all the way out to the alley, and put in a well, and fill that trench with rock. So if any water comes from the east, it goes into that trench, rock trench, and goes down to the drain tile and flows into the sump, into the well. That was our plan.
Yeah.
And then after that was done, we were going to cap it with at least an 8-foot wide sidewalk over the top of it.
Against the building to keep, and make sure that's sealed up so the water runs,
Away
you know,
from
it'd
the
be
building.
at a slope.
Right, see, if you're going to cap it, we need to go down deep enough so it's all done at one time.
Right, I think what we need to do is, I think we need to tear out the wall in the dining room first before we decide what we're gonna do and see where it's coming in. You know, it could be coming in down low, could be coming in the window, we don't know. You know,
If you decide to go 10 feet down all the way, that's a hellacious dirt project.
Don't take very long to go 10 feet if you're going 4 feet already.
well,
But in the back, I don't think is,
Is
it's
10
not
feet.
even 6 feet.
Oh, it's
Right,
not even
it's
6
the
feet.
front, that would be the 10 that I'd
Well,
be
I
worried
don't know
about.
if it's that,
I don't know what it is.
I think
It might
it's
be.
probably a good 8 to 8.5, 9 maybe, maximum, way up by the street. To get down to the footings, I don't know what kind of footings they put. They probably have some fairly large footings. You know, would we go below the footings or like to the footings?
That I don't know.
I don't know, like I said, I think we need to check out the dining room, and then maybe we can check out where it's coming in that storeroom too.
And we
You
can
know.
do a test hole too, just come in and dig in, you know, about where that leak is and go down and see what's down there.
Yeah, it's not gonna be
And-
fun digging because we got those air conditioners in the way.
Yeah, but with a Mini X, you can get in pretty good.
Well, yeah, right. I think we should table it till next meeting, which isn't that far away.
Well, there's a few other questions that should be looked at before we push this off for another month.
Well, it's like a week and a half away, but we need to see where it's coming in, I mean, you know what I mean?
Is it still coming in now?
No, it's in the
So-
spring though.
Right, so you tear it apart, what are you gonna see?
Well, you'll be able to see what's coming in, you know, what's coming in low or high, or, you can generally see where it starts coming in at, so.
But if we're gonna do it, if we just do it right and go down the full distance,
Well, we can do that too.
then put the membrane in there, we're caulk sealed, put the cement in there, then we're ready for,
We can do that,
you know,
yeah,
and see how that works with this side, then budget for the other side.
yeah.
Because that's going to be the hard one to dig, in between the two buildings.
So do you actually wanna do this before, Riverboat Day?
No,
Okay.
it'd be after,
Yeah.
but we could do that on a weekend.
Yeah.
Break it in and do a test hole, get the
That's-
wall tore out, like you said, or see where it's coming from,
Mhm.
but have our plan of action ready to go.
Then if that be the case, what we're interested in, who's gonna pay for it?
The city,
Okay,
city building,
right.
you know? If you're
I
gonna,
just don't want you to get caught in a storm, because once you open up a hole,
I know.
then you're like, you dedicated yourself to, you're doing it,
Mhm.
you know.
But that way, if we can find some drain tile and the plastic, that's the thing,
Well,
using
we'd
the
have
right
to have
quality
that- We'd have
stuff.
to have that lined up ahead of time.
Right.
So I think before this goes any further, we better find out what's this whole project gonna cost. Whether it's donated labor, you know, we gotta hire somebody to do it. You gotta remember, you're going down 8 feet, what are you gonna do for shoring in that trench?
Well, I only speak myself, I don't speak for these two gentlemen. But, I think if you're going all the way down, I think I'm going to back away from this, if you're gonna go all the way down. Because that to me is a huge project, that's a huge undertaking. That possibly should be the right way to do it, you know? If we're going to cap it and put a sidewalk on top of it. But to me, in my point of view, that's a lot of money. That's a bigger, bite than I wanted to chew.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't know what these gentlemen.
Well, I was kinda thinking the same thing,
Yep,
you know, to dig down, that's gonna be a big hole, and it's gonna be,
You have to make it wide enough, I mean, so it's safe.
it's gonna be a lot of digging, there's gonna be a lot of digging, and I don't know, it might be the right way, maybe,
And I don't know, is a mini excavator big enough to do that?
I don't think so.
You'll be there quite a while, I mean, you can
3 to
get
5
close to
tons?
the building, but.
no, if you're going that far, you should be able to use almost any kind of excavator you want. With it, the guy has a head on his shoulders, you should be able to reach in there and just drag.
Right, when you guys are talking mini excavators, you're talking, you know, the one that Weber has, right?
Yep.
Yes,
Yep,
I'm talking, you know, a 3 to 5 ton excavator with a 2-foot bucket
yep,
Oh,
yep,
okay.
yeah, you,
You
like I
know,
said, yep.
is a
You're
lot
talking
bigger,
A
Okay.
big project, you're talking a big project.
Well, I know they were talking Weber.
yeah, and that's a lot smaller.
Yeah,
And we were
okay.
only talking about going maybe 2 to 4 feet,
Right,
max.
which is way different, yeah.
yep.
Mhm,
all
Because
together.
we have to come out far enough so nothing slides in. And then we gotta start a small hole and see what the foundation is like, so nothing moves. And do it in sections. You don't wanna do the whole thing at one time. You know, the whole trench, all the way.
That was a Philbrook did, wasn't it? Yeah,
Hmm.
did the whole thing.
That's a 12-inch wall or better.
Yeah, it's 12
It's not gonna move.
Yeah, you know, that's, I don't know what's down there until you get into it.
But if you're gonna dig on the outside, I wouldn't tear anything off on the inside in that dining room.
Not till it's done.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't think that would have to be tore off. Just to see where the leaks
Well, nothing's gonna be all the way
are.
down.
Yeah, well, you got the whole outside that,
Good point.
well, where that window is in the dining room, there's that cement block, it's blocked out. And there's a drain in that runs to the alley, but I think that might be plugged.
Yeah.
You know, and that, it looks to me like that whole window deal looks like there's some, those glass blocks, and then there's a window which looks like a regular house basement window. That whole thing looks like it's not done up very professional.
I think I don't know why that window's even there.
We were talking about,
this big. There's really
taking,
no point in it.
all depends on how it is underneath, taking that out of there and
Right.
blocking it up like the
I
other
think that
one,
would make the most sense.
you know,
Put blocks in there and
Yeah.
seal it up,
Yes.
because
yeah.
if I had to guess, I would say water's coming in around that window.
I think
Because
that's
you
below
can
the window,
see-
but yeah,
You can
Yeah.
see glass blocks,
yeah.
you know, and then that basement type window is inside those glass blocks.
Right.
And but if the grouting on the blocks cracked, that's where the water's coming in. So,
But I don't know, how it's all attached there, you know. Is there?
Well, that's, we'll find out.
We'll find
Yeah,
out
we
when
can,
we
we
go.
can discuss that, blah, but we'll find out once we get to it, so. So, are you gonna spearhead trying to find some of that stuff, or?
Well, I'll bring down the excavator and I can dig it, it's just gonna be the material, you know, so whatever tar and fabric we wanna use, drain tile.
Insurance,
It's so thick it won't hurt it, right?
Talking about the air conditioners.
Should hit them.
Well, I mean, if this is something that we're gonna do, we can't have it open for months and months.
No, I know.
You know, somebody can find out what the costs are, your contractor, whatever, go Chris, whoever, get an idea. My guess, there again, it's something you're gonna have to budget for, not just gonna run out and do it this year. What I would suggest for the leaky window, you know, you're talking about donating your time or, you know, back, you know, in the excavator to do that portion, at least get that sealed up.
I think that's a good idea.
Would be my guess.
Yeah, just go down there and, take care of that window.
You know, 'cause that you can do on a Saturday or Sunday or whatever.
And then you find out.
But to do the whole process, you know, for you to go down there, you're not gonna do it in a weekend. And we don't wanna just start throwing some tar at it, and we don't know what we have there yet.
I think that makes sense.
Somebody with better knowledge on the situation than I've got. Or you got.
Yeah, I would be real leery on taking that on, just because, you know, I've never done it, so.
So in the next meeting a month from now, are you gonna say the same words? That you're gonna be ready to take this project on unless?
Me personally, I'm talking about,
Okay.
me personally, you know, if, I would be leery of having volunteers go down there and say, oh yeah, we can do this. I would be kind of leery on that. You know, just, somebody has to have the knowledge to know what needs to be done.
How deep is that window now you're looking at going to?
The one in the,
It's probably about maybe 5 feet to the bottom of it from the ground level.
So, and I don't know the exact rules, but once you get into a trench, at what depth? You gotta have the slope back far enough so it doesn't come in.
3% grade, or you have to have a box cut.
Right. You know, if you go out far enough, then it's not a concern. Yeah, that's what concerns me with going down the whole length of the wall, down to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going down 8 feet, you gotta have that slope back, it's a lot of dirt to be moved.
I think I mentioned that.
Yep, or you gotta have
Yeah.
a shoring or something.
Okay, we need to move on here, so, so, yeah, I think so too. I think we need to find out a little bit more about, you know, what it's gonna cost. Mike, I mean, I don't know, I'm gonna guess you don't feel comfortable digging and doing all that on your own.
That's with anything, you know, that's whether you do any work over at the hall, do you feel comfortable doing it?
When I work on it, yeah. I only do what I know how to do.
And that's what I do,
Yeah,
you know, and I don't know if everybody else knows that stuff either, so.
yeah, I guess my only point is, you know, who are we gonna get to help then? You know, once we dig it, who's gonna do the tarring and putting the stuff on? And who's gonna be backfilling it and tamping it in? You know, it's not just digging, it's putting it back.
When's the next meeting?
10, week and a half.
Oh, okay, then let's, regroup. But we should have some goals before that next meeting. And I think a budget, a cost of how much it's going to do, Mike, to do it right all the way down, and the way that you described it, I think we need a final cost of that, and then we can look at looking in, doing that window and attacking that window and cleaning it ourselves and putting a temp over the window. We could come up with that answer.
Well, we can go in and bring in somebody that does this stuff, you know, and get a bid like we did the roofing and stuff, but it's gonna end up like this hole out here that's in the middle of the street. It's gonna cost big money.
Well, then what are you saying? You wanna do it right or not?
I'm just telling you, it's gonna cost big money usually when you bring in people to do that stuff. But when you do volunteer work like the kitchen, then it's not as much. That kitchen probably would have been $200,000 if you brought in all contractors, right?
That was never an option.
Yeah.
Right, it wasn't an option. But we can get estimates for this, that's, you know, and if we're gonna do that, we might as well budget it for both sides and do everything
Well, I
right.
mean, if you wanna get volunteers to do it, but then you need to find the volunteers to do it, you know, so.
I'm personally, I don't speak for these guys either, but I don't wanna touch that other side. I think there's more that we can do to that other side before we start to dig in. I think there's a lot of preventive stuff that we could do to that.
You're talking about the other side of the
The
building?
other side, yeah.
Okay, I think we're getting off base here.
Yeah.
Let's work on this one.
Yep, yeah, that's what
Well,
I'm
let's
saying.
just pass on it, it don't leak that bad, we can just leave it. Mop it up and call it good. It's been done for 30 years already.
Well, not really.
Well, I've heard it.
It was fixed, and then it was good for a long time, and then I don't know when it started leaking again.
Which side are we talking now?
The parking lot side.
Yep.
Still on the parking lot.
Yep, okay, good, yep.
How long has that been leaking?
I think I have to go to my,
Probably 5 or 6 years.
At least, yeah.
So,
sure.
for the last 5 or 6 years, it started leaking again,
yep.
but it was good for 20 years. So,
And it's actually more than leaking.
yeah, it's running in, I know. Well, maybe we can come up with a plan by next meeting. I mean, I don't have a problem with volunteers, but you're gonna have to find the volunteers, you know.
But we did have volunteers lined up for to let us use a excavator and an operator to run it, right?
Yep.
But that was just to fix that window.
Todd, no, to fix the whole wall.
But only
The whole
4 feet
wall.
down.
Yeah.
To do the 2 windows and then the dining room area.
4 feet down.
4 feet down.
I thought it was just to fix the window. Or
No, it was
fix the
to,
one.
it was to fix the whole wall. We have a operator and
All right.
an excavator. That would be no cost to us. And then, we have an outlet for a packer, correct?
Yep, yep.
And I have a little tractor that can backfill.
I didn't
and-
know anything about this whole, I mean,
Well, that's
I
why
thought you were just.
that's
I
why
thought
we're
you-
in.
I know, but I thought originally you were just gonna fix that one spot.
Well, no, we were planning on doing.
Yeah,
the
just
whole
whether
wall.
we're going down 4 feet
Okay,
or,
okay.
or
Say,
the whole work, or
Okay.
do it right.
If you wanna buy a temporary fix, it's right here in front of you.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Why not let these guys do their project? If it doesn't work, we're gonna know in the spring if we have to do, I mean, we can still budget for a little bit more for that building. If these guys have the volunteers, let them run with it.
Yeah, and then you're not paid for it then, right?
correct.
Yeah. And we're also gonna put a cement pack on top. a
Well, we
sidewalk
could,
on top.
we could wait with that to see if it cures the problem.
Nope.
Well, then you'll be digging it up by hand.
That's part of the solution. That's
That-
part of the solution to get that water out.
I think
Yeah.
most 99.9% of the water that comes in is rain or snow melt.
Right,
There is virtually no groundwater coming in.
correct.
Well, there's no insulation in the walls. And the warmth thaws the ground out, and when the water runs out, then it goes straight down between the cement wall and the soft ground. And it goes down in there, it finds the first hole that it finds and shoots in. And that's what it does at that window.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think if you went down 4 feet, whatever, if it's tar, if it's some membrane, whatever, seal the wall, put that in, then cap it with concrete, grade it, so you've got the high side, yeah.
I like grading.
So
That's
that was
how
our
it is.
plan,
Yep.
and, but also, after it was packed in, we're going to dig a trench about this wide with tile, drain tile on the bottom, and fill that trench with
P-rock.
gravel,
P-rock, we have a supply of P-rock.
bigger gravel.
Bigger gravel.
And so any water comes there, it goes down into that drain tile and goes to the well by the alley.
But
And that-
then, what do
yeah.
you do with that well?
Drop
Leave it
a
there and
sump
watch
pump
it,
in and
just
pump it out.
watch it, just like every other house owner watches his dump well. We could hook it up with a float and everything. We have electricity right there, that's very possible.
But then, that's my question, where do you pump it to? You're gonna have to pump it out on the ground.
To the alley, the paved alley,
Yeah.
just like the, swimming pool does. It runs out to the street, along the curb, and runs across over towards,
Or
Lowe's.
we could just run it right into the pool temporarily.
Okay, we need a motion to give these guys the go-ahead to do what they wanna do.
Well, I make a motion that we let them do it, and they get the insurance and the deal, and give it a try.
Okay?
I'll second that.
Discussion? You'll probably have to check with our insurance man and see what kind of insurance it is, special insurance for that. Okay? And that would be Mike Nelson, correct? Okay, any other discussion? Colin?
Yes.
Mike?
Aye.
No? Yes. Done. Okay.
I wish you guys would have,
Try, talk yourself into it, so
well, I don't spend a bunch of city money on.
appreciate it. Lynn, we're gonna move you up.
But to understand, there is no time set on, us when we move to do this.
Right. Got it.
We say anything about time.
Okay. We're gonna move to intake project funding.
After hearing all this part of your meeting, I don't have any problems.
Good. Anyway, I had talked with Lynn, told him this was on the agenda, so, he, volunteered to come down to the meeting, so, Colin, do you have this put on the agenda, or?
I did.
You did, okay.
I did.
Was this more for what we've already spent, what that funding is, or, but we still need to discuss other funding too, so. So why don't we start with what you had there,
Okay, so the spreadsheet that you have in front of you, so remember, a couple meetings ago, we talked about the journal entry to move it on to that fund for 27, so that it has its own fund, that's one of the things that in the audit, one of their projects being a separate fund. And doing so, then I was trying to go back and find, where the matching funds were coming from, or where they were stated that they were supposed to be coming from, and I never could find in the minutes, where that match was from. I did find the $63,000 that came from sales and use, that was the 35% of the first $180,000. And the Water Commission did the other 35%. So that's that first $91,000, that sum that you see at the bottom of that spreadsheet, towards the middle, I guess, underneath all that coloring there. That's the difference there, and then the items listed below are the other items that we have paid now in 2019, are not yet submitted to the State Water Commission. So just needing to know where those matching funds are supposed to be coming from. Because it was never stated in your minutes what you were using to pay for that matching piece.
you're right,
Can I ask a question?
yes.
Has the State Water Commission approved, the preliminary design and planning of the project?
I believe they have.
Okay, but the reason would be is because then they come in with a portion of the, they'll come in with a percentage
They have.
grant money.
Yeah.
65% is what they.
65, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's been approved then, okay.
Yeah.
So they've given us some of that already, right?
Right.
And
The
then-
$285,000 on that sheet there, that's what we've received so far through February 26th. Those remaining items listed below, AE2S has not requested the matching for those expenses yet.
And those are from how long ago? A while ago?
The top section goes back to,
17.
yeah, you'll see that, yeah, February.
So it's kind of hard to read, but, so the green ones haven't been, is what you're saying, or?
No. So all of those colored ones stand for different things.
Oh.
But when you come down, kind of almost to the lower end of that, where there's the total of $440,000, do you see that right underneath the yellow?
Oh,
That's the
okay.
total.
Yeah,
285 is 65% that you've gotten from State
okay,
Water
oh, okay,
Commission.
okay,
$63,000 came from sales and use.
okay, right.
So the remaining that I'm questioning is the $91,000.
Okay, 91, okay.
And then those items listed below there are the things that you've done in 19
Oh, okay,
that we need funding yet from State Water Commission, and we need to determine where the funding
oh,
is
okay,
coming.
okay.
Were some of the earlier costs that were developed as part of the project, were those covered by grant money also, or?
Yeah, so that's in this spreadsheet, and I'm sorry you don't have it, but
That's fine.
all of these items that are colored that they can see are different items that they have spent money on this project to this point. This was May of 2018, and AE2S had requested the funding from State Water Commission, and they've provided their match.
Okay.
Now, my question is, where's the city's portion coming from?
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
okay, so we had 63,000 from, sales and use.
How many total dollars of, local share then?
Yet to be matched will be the 91,000 from up above, and then the 35, the almost 35 from down below. So it's 126,000 approximately.
Right, and I had looked through these minutes and, you know, there was, like in September 11 of 2017, I don't know if everybody has your sheet, but, you know, it said, I think we have to use water treatment upgrade account for this one, or water treatment or sales and use. And then, like July 23rd of 2018, or December 10th, 2018, you know, it was, I stated that we could use surge money, but it was never decided.
Right.
So, since we're really not sure what we have in the water treatment plant upgrade account, because that might be, that money might not actually be in there because of some, you know, accounting problems, I think we should, you know, probably use the surge money for this. Because we know we have money in there.
So you're saying take the surge money and put it in that account,
No,
so
I'm
we
saying-
have it, right?
I would transfer whatever the 35% match from the
35%.
Right, into that, so we
Into
have
that
it
fund.
in there, right?
Right.
What- Right. And then we would at least know where our money's coming from for that project, you know?
When they request it.
Right, well, we've already paid some of it out, we just
Yeah.
need to get it out of the proper fund.
Right. We've already paid for these items.
Yeah. But at least that way, you know, like I said, we know we have money in that fund, the surge fund. And basically the surge money is kind of benefit everybody, and this benefits everybody, so. That's kind of why I think that one. You know, and until we know more of where our books are at.
Do you want to see the spreadsheet that we're looking at?
What does everybody think of that? And that's where we'll continue to take it out of, you know, because there's really not going to be that much more, I wouldn't think, coming out. Maybe a few incidentals here and there, but, right, well, right, yeah. So I will make a motion that the funding for our intake, what we spent so far comes out of the surge fund. I will make that motion. This is covering what we've already spent.
A second.
Any further discussion on that?
So just clarify, we
Yep.
have how much in the surge fund right now?
300 and
Yeah, I
something?
don't have that number with me.
It's 300 and something,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
And how much are we transferring in?
It's the approximately that 126.
Okay.
That's written down at the bottom. I don't know if I wrote it on the bottom of yours. That was your tabled one from last month.
I didn't know if we were gonna do more or just,
I wrote more.
No, well, as things come in, we'll decide.
okay.
Yeah, this is just to cover what's been spent already.
Okay.
Any other discussion on that? Colin?
Yes.
Mike?
Aye.
No?
Aye.
Yes.
Will that cover your cost then, Larry, up to the time of the bidding then,
It should, yeah.
from A to S?
Right. So, and then, Lynn, we were talking briefly today that, McLean Sheridan, kind of has a percentage that they would probably be willing to
Yep.
put into this. And I don't know how you guys are sitting for funds or anything. And do you remember what percentage it was?
Well, we're, as we speak, we're building a water tower at Turtle Lake.
Right,
And then we've got a $16 million expansion project that we're just getting ready to kick off.
oh, wow, okay,
So,
nice,
there's a lot of things going on, but,
Yeah.
Part of what we had planned, and I think it's maybe 2 years ago, we had a meeting here,
something like that.
whatever it was, and, or a year and a half ago.
It was,
And we'd agreed to participate, a percentage
yeah, I think it was like 17, yeah.
of the local cost share.
Right. I did talk with Jasper briefly today. We're hoping, with all the grants and everything, the total, our share will hopefully be, $750,000 or less. That's what we're hoping for. A $4 million project, that's not bad. But, all's gonna depend on where the bidding comes in and stuff. But I mean, I guess we'll have to figure it out afterward, and I don't know.
That would
what
be fine,
percentage,
we assumed, some numbers
Right.
2 years ago or whatever it was,
Right.
and so wherever that number, and I think we were using 10%. I don't know who all, I know Larry, you were here at the
I
meeting.
know it was, I think 10 was discussed, but then didn't you say something about you heard 6% at one time?
Yeah.
I thought it was less, I
Well,
read, but.
where the number comes, that's,
Yeah.
we were using, at the time, we were using about 7 or 8% of your production.
Right,
The original contract was 5 or 6%, but we anticipate being at, before too long, in that using about 9 or 10% of your water.
okay,
So it would be fair to,
yeah,
say, pay 10% if that's,
okay. And that's something we can definitely work out once we find out.
yeah, I mean, we're gonna be somewhat flexible.
Right, yeah, okay. Good deal. So it's good to get that out in the open so we know where we're at, so.
Yeah, and I guess, depending on the cash flow, I'm kinda stepping out of the McLean Sheridan, Ann is the manager now.
Right.
But, we probably would wanna pay, say, half of that in before the end of 19,
Okay.
and then pay the other half, say, in January or February, but for
Right.
budget reasons.
Right, well, yeah, right, sure. Okay. Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
So is that something like you would wanna, like I could put together, off of these numbers of what we spent so far, something?
Just some kind of a bill,
Billing?
for auditing purposes,
Mhm. Okay.
so that there's, some kind of a trail, and once you bid the project, you're saying in June, or July or
I
August?
think they figured July, like bid it in July, opening at the end of July
I
or
mean,
August.
you'll have a pretty close estimate of what your costs are gonna be off of the bid, once you get a bid.
Right.
And then that we can use that as a baseline
Right,
for the
yeah,
dollar amount.
exactly. Okay, good,
Yeah, that's
all right,
Sure.
sounds good.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, thank you, Lynn.
yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Lynn, appreciate it.
Yeah, the only other thing, Larry, if I can,
Yeah.
you were talking about you're gonna be bidding this other project?
Yes, yeah, we're actually, well, you know what, we'll move to that right now. Funding for the Main Street project. You had, I guess, what I'm looking at is probably going to sales and use for funding on that. I think Lynn had you said might be some kind of,
There possibly is some water money through the county water fund, that we could fund a portion of the engineering.
yeah, because the water comes from way out north of town, comes through there, so.
Have they, as the engineer, provided any numbers as far as, acre feet of water that comes through there? Was there anything talked about?
Not that I know of.
As far as the volume?
Not that I know of. I guess we could ask them to find out.
Maybe that, if we could get some kind of a number, that would help.
Yeah.
You said you're gonna be opening bids
On Friday
on
at noon.
Friday?
Friday at noon. I don't know, because Josh will be up here that day, I think, if he's around or something.
Okay.
So we
What
could ask
time,
him.
what time?
Noon.
Noon?
Yeah, right, noon?
Okay. I'm sure everybody's excited to get it fixed, so.
Doesn't bother me a bit. Colin wants it fixed.
I'm good with it, heck it is.
Well, that, those kinds of things can come back, how old was that culvert, that sank in?
Oh, God. Yeah. Well, it used to be Highway 83.
Yeah, I mean, was it 70 years old or 80 years old, or who knows?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? It might be all rusted out, who knows? So.
All right,
All right,
thank you.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thanks, Lynn.
Yeah, we'll see you guys.
Well, since we already brought that up, funding on that,
Right.
is that what we're thinking is,
For Main Street? That's, yeah, I mean, if funding is here,
Well, don't they have a deal through the state bank that they're talking about this new prairie dog bill? That we can,
So that funding's not available until 2021.
I thought the bank was going to open, I read it somewhere, that they were going to start the loan process so that you could use the money for projects like this and come out of there, if you need to. If we have enough money in sales and use, that might be the way to do it too.
well, yeah, you said 2021, isn't it, you can start doing loan applications like soon?
Well, this is what I got from Linda, because she had the figures, and I haven't seen figures, but she emailed me this, and then she just said, Washburn's estimate is $322,310, mid-2021.
Okay.
There's reporting requirement for your received funding in subsequent years. She doesn't think the form has been developed yet, but we wanted us to be aware.
I guess when I initially heard about it too, I was thinking it wasn't gonna be for a year or two before we could use it. This is exactly what sales and use tax is.
We have enough in there?
Yeah, there's,
300 and some, wasn't it?
$372,000 if you add the, community development street and community development infrastructure.
how much?
$372,000.
There it is. Okay. Bid opening is gonna be on Friday, we're not making any decisions, just opening the bid, and yeah, it takes it, reviews them probably for our next meeting, you know, so. It would be nice if we could go with sales and news.
Once the bids are open, can we make a decision tonight to ask sales use? I mean, private bids be opened based on that amount? We wouldn't know what that amount is until
Well,
bids are let out.
I would think we could request up to a certain amount. You know, not to exceed, I'm guessing.
Well, that's what you've done with the American Legion
Right. Yeah.
and
You
the
know,
fire department, because it was up to 38,000 for them.
Right.
And they're just, I'm just waiting for them to ask me for whatever portion it is of
Right.
their.
So, you know, because, sales and use, you have to have your stuff in a week before.
When's their meeting?
10?
So we'd know by bid opening, or this Friday.
Yeah, that, it'd be about a week and a half, so we would have to, well, yeah, depending on when sales and use could meet though. Friday, it could meet on Monday, maybe. The 10th, earlier, I don't know, maybe not.
It'd just be nice to have those numbers before we go to them.
Mhm.
I know.
And, you know, have some idea rather than.
And, you know, it can wait. You know, the thing is, you know, we can, you know, accept the bid at our meeting, not the opening, but at our next meeting. And then we can go to sales and use also. I mean, you know, because you don't pay the contractor before it's done.
No,
Right.
but you don't wanna accept a bid before you have money either.
I know.
You better have money in your pocket before you.
Some might want half of it too.
Yeah, it ain't happening.
Well, I'm just letting you know, if you want some up front,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
look out for the dump here.
Yeah. I guess we'll see what the, you know, what the bids, we can always call a special meeting if we need to and, you know, discuss it. And if we need to, we will. So, let's see what the bids come in at and then we'll decide what we wanna do. Sound good to everybody? Okay. Sound good, Rainey?
Yeah, I mean, I think I gave you guys copies of this thing from Bank of North Dakota, just as something that I came across, you know, as if it's an option for funding the road. And then I also, was in contact with the North Dakota DOT, the local government division, and asked them about their special road fund and got some information from them, but they're not accepting anything until, mid to late summer. If this would even qualify for that.
Okay.
So I had just some other additional options maybe.
Was that in the,
I
iPad
probably
or?
didn't, I probably didn't print that for you just because there were so many pages.
You got a revolving deal that you can apply for, the loan? That's what I was talking about. But it's now accepting applications.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is
Yeah.
something that AE2S has already
I don't know.
have.
application, but.
Yeah, I don't know when the funding's coming out.
Where that, she was talking about?
That was the
Right there.
loan deal.
Okay.
No, this
No.
is Bank of North Dakota revolving fund.
That's a loan.
Right, but that way we could wait for the other one to come in if we needed to, so we don't short ourselves.
Okay, well, let's see what the bids come in and then we'll go from there. Okay, back on track. Hiring of a full-time public works staff. Colin?
Just something to everybody to think about, to look at hiring an additional full-time person. You don't have to make a decision tonight, but just know that I think we should be looking at that.
Start budgeting at least.
Yep.
For next year.
budgeting and- Yep.
Now, this is be out in the shop and stuff mainly, or would we look for somebody that is also capable of helping out in the office or anything like that?
It'd basically be
This
out.
should be out and about streets.
So is the streets and the water is what
Water, sewer.
we're looking at?
Yep.
Okay.
I think we need to review the job description.
Yep.
There's, certain things I think we need to focus on. One, mechanical ability would be a big one.
And computer would be a big one.
So, but anyway, we'll have to review the job description, kind of go from there, but it's something to think about, so.
Yep, just kinda wanted to throw it out there so everybody's got it on the radar and not blindsided when it gets brought up.
Okay. Sale of Memorial Hall flooring / equipment. Floor covering / equipment.
So this was tabled from last meeting. And so, you'll see copies. I went back and found in ordinance 119, property having a value of excess of $2,500 as estimated by the city commission shall be sold only at public sale. So if that's something that you're interested in selling, we'll have to do a public sale, and I think I just provided copies of that ordinance and then copies of where we purchased, those floor coverings, just so you have an idea of what they cost and when we purchased them.
Well,
And we just have somebody that's called us and is interested in purchasing them if that's something that we're interested in selling. So we just said we would bring it back to this meeting so that we could give them an answer as to different.
And you had mentioned possibly other things we might have for sale too, right? Brian, we got other things we might wanna sell, right? Or- So we need to.
Not a lot, but there's a few.
I know that old pickup, one. Probably a couple things down there, not a lot though, right? We should probably come up, if we're gonna, do a sale of stuff, we should probably
Right, make a list of.
make a list. Do you wanna get a list together?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
We haven't used it in 2-3 years type of thing.
yeah. Okay, we'll get a list together and discuss it at our next meeting.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay, A2S, ArcGIS estimate, that was tabled, right?
Yes.
I think that would, maybe need to put in a budget.
Yeah, talked to Jasper about it a little bit today. I know there was some discussion last meeting as far as how accurate and how, fancy equipment we wanna get. And like he said, Jasper said, really don't need to get the survey grade equipment. He said, the majority of stuff is already surveyed, or located. So he said, rare occasion, there's 1 or 2 items that you need to locate. Typically, it's not a big rush. When they come up and they're doing a project, just have them shoot the blade or shoot those markers.
Yeah.
Save us a cost of spending, whatever, $12,000-$13,000 for just the locator.
Yeah.
GPS. But as far as the remainder of the GIS program, I think it's a good idea, but again, something that needs to be budgeted for.
Right. And Do you know what the figure is, just, that was from last meeting, I wasn't last.
Yeah, I think you had it in here, didn't you, Rainey?
Okay, like 9,000 something?
No, there it is, yep.
Okay. All right.
For task 1 through 3, yeah, 94.49. And again, that's if we did everything that they quoted us.
So there's $400 annual fee. Okay.
That did not include the receiver, or the device itself, though.
Right.
That's part of the assumptions, is that you're gonna purchase the device, because that training is going to be how to use that device.
Yep. The assumptions, the client will purchase the receiver, approximately $2,000.
Oh. Ooh, so it's more. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say realistically, if the person were to budget for, you know, 15,000 would cover most of this. For all of it.
So is this, what would this actually do for us? I mean, how would it help us, in a way that would, benefit us, or, you know what I mean?
Well, if you look at, once you've got everything marked and located and mapped in the system or in the computer, I can go out, if there's a water leak at some location in town, you can pull that up, it'll be the coordinates, you can go out there and find exactly where that, within a few feet of where that curb stop is, or gate valve.
Like say in the middle of winter.
Right, you know, I mean, there's stuff now where how many times, you know, I have, what was it, last fall over by Laziers, you know, looking for that curb stop.
No, the neighbor down the street.
Yeah, but I mean, you can spend, you know, a couple hours, 2 guys trying to find a curb stop.
But was that all shot into the deal already? Did we have the plans, we just didn't have the handheld to find it?
No, that thing was buried down there, that had nothing to do with it.
It wasn't put in previously.
And I don't think our current GIS system is
Curb stops.
updated.
Okay.
That there were, Advance would get it, everything updated and get it.
It's not been updated since 2009, I think, is what
Right.
they said.
So, if we were gonna put all the curb stops on there, they would have to come in and do it for us then, unless we bought that other unit?
According to Jasper, most of that information is there.
Well, that's why wouldn't we just need a handheld to find it that day? If it's already in the
But I
system.
thought you just said the curb stops weren't.
Not up in that neighborhood, if you haven't done any of that.
Oh.
I mean, there isn't, you know, not everything is done.
Well, I don't know what is done, that's what I'm wondering.
He just said there was probably, you know, 90 to whatever percent of the information is on the books already. Maybe on our system, it's just gotta be updated.
Well, if we would flag the stuff and he said he would come up and shoot it every once in a while, we could work on the ones that were missing.
Well, that's what I'm asking. is,
Yeah.
I mean, if
And
they're
just
gonna
go
shoot
ahead.
every curb stop in town, that's gonna be, it's
No.
gonna get expensive.
No. Way found, most of that is, I mean, I haven't seen it either.
I'm not talking big jobs, I'm talking curb
Actually,
stops, people's curb stops to their house.
Right.
No, none of that's.
I don't think none of that's been ever done.
Oh, curb
The only
stops, so
thing-
gate valves, you're talking?
Yeah, gate valves have been done.
From the houses. Every project in the last 3-4 years is, from the end of Main down this way, you know, up to here, that's been done. Fourth Avenue, that's been done. But up there, like with those years, all those houses, none of that's been done.
Yeah.
They've done street work, but they didn't do
Nothing
the
across
water.
the highway, nothing.
Right.
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 There's quite a bit to do yet.
There's a lot then, there's,
Hundreds.
right, so then it would make it more worthwhile to get,
Well, it might,
right,
I don't know.
if we were
Something
gonna
you
do
gotta check into, I guess,
a budget for.
but, right. So then, now if you gotta get that unit, that was another, what, 10 grand for that?
No,
No.
2,000.
Or
Depending
2,000?
on if you wanna go with the Cadillac model or the,
Oh, just another 2,000? Oh,
yeah, I mean, you can,
Well, plus an optional 700 for the pole, so.
Yeah,
yeah, okay. All right, well, like I said, I wasn't at the last meeting, so I didn't see a lot of this, but I have, Okay,
Yeah, there are, if you scroll down through on that, all the pricing is in there.
yeah, I think I have it here somewhere. If not, I'll get a copy of it.
I think it's worthwhile doing, and then we have, find the stuff, it can be put in. But I don't think we need to be exact to the half inch. We just want general within a couple feet. Finding the curb
What's the
stop.
point of having it?
Well, it's a lot more expensive if you're trying to get a half inch, but if you're trying to get a foot,
Well,
you're gonna dig
My
to get to
intention
anyway.
of this is doing this in the summer.
Well, right.
So, I mean, you
I
can
know,
get close,
I
I
know,
think it's
I know.
here, find the
I
exact
know.
location and mark it.
I know, exactly. If you're gonna do it, you want the
Right.
exact location.
Yep.
I mean, it's right there.
Yeah, but these things are plus or minus, you
Okay,
know.
anyway,
6
we'll have the
inches.
budget for that, so, okay. Okay, moving on, Memorial Hall chair lift.
That was tabled.
Yeah, table it
Mhm.
because,
Well,
I mean, that,
they're talking about, they wanna put an elevator in and stuff, I was wishing they were gonna stay for that. Cause they wanna put an elevator in, and,
Is this something I would've?
But they said the batteries aren't good on the lift now.
No.
And if you do charge them,
Well,
it
it's-
lasts one time and then it's not.
It's not the batteries, it's the
control unit.
control
circuit board
unit is
is
shot.
charge.
Okay.
And I think what's happened is they kept replacing batteries and they would never charge,
Right.
cause it was bad for years, and they just replace,
Mhm.
That's where it's at.
which was,
So my only concern is, I don't know that you can have a building handicap accessible and now take it out and not do something about it. So I'm thinking you're gonna have to move forward with something. Not that you have to decide today or the next meeting, but I'm thinking, you know, your window can't be 3 years down the road.
right,
You've had handicap accessibility, I've asked David about an opinion, but I have not heard back from him. Not sure that you can leave it like it is without
yeah,
having
and,
a timeline.
yeah, and really, that's not really super handicap accessible there, because
Still gotta
you gotta go over a hump to get in there and through the door, and then, you know.
right, so maybe we can ask Terry to come back and see what their plans were for that elevator. When I talked to him, it was just on the west side of their liquor sales, and have an elevator that goes downstairs. There's a little notch there.
Right, right,
And I said, well, we just gotta make sure that
yeah,
there's communication access or something, so somebody don't get stuck in there when they're walking or something like that, and look into the price on an elevator, so
Right.
that we can get a wheelchair from up to down,
okay,
instead of working with a lift chair that's only doing so many stairs. Because right now, we're only doing part of a flight that you have to come in the back.
yeah, and like I said, it's
You
not
know,
real handicap accessible.
right.
You never get it'd be a real tough job getting a wheelchair.
And
in
if somebody,
there to get to that.
if somebody can't get out of a wheelchair, then it's still not accessible.
No.
So, we need to move forward with that
Yeah.
on some plans.
Yep. Okay, so you're gonna talk with them, Mike?
I'll talk to Terry again and
Okay.
see what I'll give him a call here this week and see what he's thinking on that.
Okay, sounds good. Ready, Rainey?
Mhm.
Okay, readdress spending limits.
I asked if that get brought up again, I kinda forgot all about it until this meeting. I was gonna put together some kind of a chart to, I think when this was addressed last year, we ended up not what I was anticipating. Cause I think the way it's set up now, correct me if I'm wrong, but for an individual, spending limit is like $500. Oh, it is. Yep, and you saved me. Spending limit of $2,000 for each commissioner and a fellow commissioner. Let's see, $500 for the city staff. I guess I would like to, I think that should be increased more, so these guys don't need to, you know, have to take it to the city commission for every little thing they do.
With that said, I briefly discussed it with Amy, and, you know, there should be like a tier system, you know, kind of like what we have, but,
Yep.
you know, in order for, like, say, Brian, Adam, and Jack to go over $500, they would have to go to Rainy. They would not increase theirs. They could, let's say, go to Rainy, she would be higher tier, you know what I mean? And then up to a point, then from there we go to the commission.
How close are you hitting your limit right now, Randy, with some of the stuff? Besides vacuum cleaners, I know you were close on that.
The office stuff, we're not. It's more the, like, signs, like, Em came and asked me the other day about signs. You know, and I said, well then, you know, just make sure your limit 500, if you're gonna break into a couple orders of, you know, less than 500, you do that, or, you know, or if you're gonna need bigger quantity, then it has to come to a commissioner's, or, if, you know, depending upon what the value is, then it would have to come to the board. Office-wise, there's not, you know, we're not having that necessarily, you know, but we haven't done much there. We bought a few things of paint and office supplies.
I just think, you know, for individual, you know, I think back to when we had the tires for the Bobcat last meeting. Like, really? Tires? We gotta, you know, bring this up to the commission because we need new tires? You need tires, go get new tires. You know, shouldn't have to get brought up to a commission meeting. We shouldn't have to micromanage everybody's job. That's not our job, to micromanage. You know, you got people here, you know, if we can't trust someone, why are they here? So I think, you know, in my opinion, there should be, you know, at least, an individual basis of at least 1,000.
We'd have that where they check off, where it takes, you know, either Brian and Adam to do it, you know, that they talk, and not just one doing it, but as long as there's two, I don't see a problem with that.
Thing is, the bill still comes to the city commission, so they're getting questioned anyway.
Yeah.
Still some accountability.
I think Rainey should be in the equation too, because she knows what's in the town.
Well, that's what I mean, you know.
You know, well, instead of having Brian and Adam, it should be.
Okay, Brian, Rainey, or Adam, you know, yeah, as long as she checks off on it or something like that, I don't see a problem with it. You know, that's like us, we talk to the other commissioner if there's a problem or emergency that we can approve it, and if we're not comfortable with it, we can bring it before the commission. And that way Rainey could do the same thing. If that's all right with you, we need your opinion.
I'm fine with that.
What's your limit then?
For individuals?
Well, for an individual with and Rainey.
Well, I think, you know, start off, you know, minimum would be 1,000. So if Brian needs something, he's got the approval, you know, for $1,000. If he needs to get the pickup work done somewhere, okay, as long as it's not over 1,000, get it fixed.
Okay.
And then for, you know, next level, say, you know, commission, you know, to be able to approve something if Brian needs something that's 3,000, or 2,500, go to, you know, as long as the one commissioner approves it.
Can we table this till the next meeting, so, because this is just brought up, and then, you know, then we can all think about it, what we're comfortable with?
Yeah.
We can have ways.
Somebody's got some ideas
Yeah.
as far as a tiering system, what would
You know
work.
what I mean, just give us a chance to think about it, and then, yeah. That'd be okay?
Yeah.
But you're right, you know, it should be Northwest Cullen property?
So I gave you copies, I believe, of all the letters, the correspondence, and so the last, letter, they're asking for, the very last paragraph in that last letter is, I'm requesting the date of 5/6/19 be put aside and allow Lori and I to work with Mr. Norquist over the spring and summer to come up with a resolution that meets the needs of the city. So I didn't feel comfortable responding to that. I think it's, you know, you guys have directed who got letters for the cleanup. It's still, there's been some progress as far as he moved them off the one street, but then he moved them to the other location. I had sent him a letter asking him to move him because it was still in the city right away to the street, and this was the reply that I got back.
Yeah, I see that.
Do you wanna go back to all the letters?
No, just the reply. I'm requesting that did he say how long he
No.
wanted?
No.
Well, he said till the end of the summer, wasn't it, actually?
Oh, over the spring and summer. Well, I know since we've been dealing with Myron, you know, he has gotten some stuff done where, you know, it's taken years and years that nothing has ever happened. And, he is working on it. I would really like those cars moved, you know, immediately, but after that, you know, it's gonna take some time. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, 'cause he just moved the cars to the side, right? And over here.
So they went from the south,
Right to
is that,
the
is Sixth, what street is that?
third. They went from Fifth to Third.
Yeah,
I think he moved some of them off of Third though.
yes.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so now on there
That
anymore?
green- Yeah, I'm pretty sure that green pickup had all of a sudden disappeared.
Oh, really? What's that?
The green pickup with the camper with his daughters, so probably not his business.
He's, you know, he's actually getting some stuff done. Let's say if we can at least get those vehicles moved right away, and then, you know, we could give him summer. I mean, you know, the weather really hasn't been very good for cleaning up anything this spring. When was that letter sent to him, do you know?
This one, April 30th.
April.
Or this one that he sent to us is April 30th.
24th. Oh, April 24th, oh, no.
Yeah, April 24th and then April 30th, the report.
Oh, I see.
So they have a
Yeah,
really quick response.
Yeah, when was the one from last year sent?
December, I think it was December.
December, so,
November 28th.
so really that wasn't, you know, you're not getting anything clean in the winter. I would be fine giving him, because he has been, you know, doing something. At least he's doing something, you know.
What if we revisited this in a couple months, see, you know, what has been moved and stuff, would that work?
Well, he's already requesting an opinion here, so yeah, I mean, requesting our response.
Right, so we can relook at the issue in 2 months. That would give him some more time with the weather and stuff, and then we could see what else he has done.
Right. Or we could give him until
I would say look at it again.
September 15th.
When is our fall city cleanup week slated for?
But if it's not done before then we're gonna go through all winter with it. You know, not being done.
Well, give him a chance to work on it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you gotta remember he's busy too, so
Yep.
he's only got weekends.
And we're just lucky he's helping us
Mhm.
Right.
through what he's doing here too.
I would say we'll extend it. Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry guys, gotta run.
that's okay.
Okay,
I would say September 1st. That's my suggestion. With the cars being moved immediately.
covers what?
Cars gotta be moved off 3rd immediately, and then you can have till September 1st.
Are these cars licensed?
I think that's what the letter says, wasn't it?
Now, there's there's a couple of Pioneer ones, those, I don't think.
Well,
those
for Pioneer, those are good forever, but
I wanna say when the deputy was here, because we had the complaint from the neighbor, the deputy had said that they're not all licensed, but I don't know which one.
Well, the thing is, even if it's licensed, they gotta be moved. You know, you can't just leave them there. So I'll make the motion to give them, extend it to September 1st, 2019.
The vehicle community.
Right. With the vehicles immediately. Or vehicles within 2 weeks. Go that way.
second.
Further discussion? Colin?
Yes.
Mike?
Aye.
No?
Aye.
Yes. Okay. Rainey, you'll take care of that?
Yep.
Thank you. Stupid pen. Okay. WAIDA update? Is there a WAIDA update?
But I did lay that email on the table, I got that, today, kind of relating to economic development. Don't know if you guys are interested in attending that or sending someone to attend that, but just brought that to your attention.
That's the Mandan one?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the only update then?
Other than they're doing those focus meetings, started today, did one, today was the first day.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know any more on that? Okay. You didn't go to that last meeting, did you? No, okay.
Randy, do you know, was this given to like the other people on WAIDA? Was this have been sent to everyone, to all the members?
Well, this is coming from the League of Cities, so this will only be to the cities. So no, it's not been forwarded on to, I can forward it on to them.
Yeah,
Maybe?
yeah, good idea. Okay. A2S update, we have none? No. Portfolios? Colin? Nothing, good.
Ready to report?
Mike?
I'm good. I'll get a hold of Terry here this weekend, see what direction we wanna go with that elevator.
No, I have nothing. Rainey?
I laid in front of you also the delinquent listing. Jackie ran this today, it looks really good. She sent off 7 certified letters on the 23rd. Those people have until the 31st, where we told them their water will be shut off or sent to collections, whichever circumstance fit their situation. So, I mean, if you look at the totals, we're doing a lot better than when
Oh,
we
yeah.
first started, so it looks pretty good.
Have you gotten anything back from collections?
No.
Nothing? Have they given you any updates or anything, or?
No, I called them, let's say, it's probably been a couple months ago, but they didn't have anything at that time. I have not called again, but I can.
Okay. Anything else?
I got a letter from the McLean County Auditor Beth Knudsen, and they're gonna have a informal meeting with all the city personnel. County officials would like to invite us to attend an informal meeting on June 5th at Underwood City Hall to share and visit with a informal meeting with the county auditor, the state's attorney, sheriff, and director of tax equalization. They want to share their plans for future of the county as well as some changes that need to be implemented. And they want to encourage the mayor and the auditor or any other board member to attend. Should give you a copy of that too, sorry.
What is the date, June what?
June 5th at 6 p.m. at the Underwood City Hall.
Oh, I probably have it here somewhere. That's such a mess. You had a copy of it here?
I can't remember if I gave you a copy. I can give you one if I did.
Yeah, you can email it to me, whatever, so that would be fine. And a lot will depend on if I'm working.
I'll email it to you guys.
Okay.
And then, we've had a couple meetings on our risk management, our fraud risk management, the state attorneys, or the state auditor's office asked us to do. We've met, and there's a little bit of work left to do, but I think we've pretty much got most of it completed.
Close.
So, just give you an update on that. That's it.
Brian?
Our cold flow tar is $430 a barrel. And we need 20 barrels if we're gonna go with, lesser than we did last time. And the total comes to $8,600 for the tar. And shipping is $2,020. With this 7 to 10 day shipment for time. We're still making it right now, so
Did they say when it would be coming?
7 to 10 days.
From
If
now?
I order tomorrow morning, he said 7 to 10 days.
Well, we need it. Okay, well, we, spend how much? Total?
$8,600 for the tar, $2,020 for the shipping.
So you'll get
So
those.
$10,620.
Okay. And will we do about $620 for the tar?
They're gonna cover us, or you need to go a little bit more just in case?
That's what Brian figures in.
Yeah, no, that's it.
No, I mean, as far as dollar amount, not barrels.
Oh, that's the quote.
Yeah,
That was-
he quoted me that.
Oh, was?
No, he quoted that.
Okay.
It took him 2 days before he got back to me here. And then the other thing, the county is taking, load restrictions off tomorrow.
Well, let's finish this, I made a motion.
Oh, okay.
I'll second.
Discussion? Colin?
20 barrels would be enough?
Should be, I mean, yeah.
Okay, I know we had talking through discussion
Right,
last week,
right.
so, okay. More discussion?
No. Vote?
Oh, yes.
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Yes. Okay, so county's taking them off tomorrow? You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, Joe called me up. I just talked to him this morning and asked him, he said, nope, not till next week because of all the rain.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he called back this afternoon, yep, coming out tomorrow.
Okay, we'll take ours off tomorrow.
And then Kathy Kaiser stopped me. She removed all the trees on the boulevard,
Mm-hmm.
and that was at their expense. And she she asked, she said, is there anything the city would be willing to do as far as replacements on that? And I said, okay, directed her toward the tree board, and she said, well, she talked to Tom Neary, and Tom never even brought it up, that they had any and I maybe they don't have any money available, but.
We should,
I wanna say they have more like 3,000 or something.
left,
Oh,
or,
no, I wanna say that was their budget for this year.
oh, was it, okay.
But anyway, she was
I'm not for
wondering
sure.
if the city could do something.
Well, she'd have to go to the tree board, get from the tree board. You could have to get, spirit kit, get from there, right?
Yeah. That's it.
Yay. Anybody else?
Oh, Ken Doctor talked to me about the alley,
Yes,
and he said, just let me work with the guy.
yes, yes.
Okay,
He called me and told me.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah, he said he had talked to me.
okay. Bills. Everybody have a chance to review the bills?
I'll motion to pay the bills.
A second. Any questions, comments on the bills? Colin?
Yes.
Mike?
Aye.
No? Yes. Okay. Next meeting, June 10th. Got a lot of stuff tabled, so hopefully we'll get it all figured out by then. Okay, that meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Mhm.